Hey, 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 y'all. What's up, beautiful people? We're back from our MLK weekend with an all new episode of Point of View. We have a jam packed show, but before we get started, let's give some love to our guest co host today, Miss Danny Adams. What's up, man? Hey. Listen, y'all. So, the topics that are trending nationwide, we'll be diving into those. Donald Trump, I should probably call him President Donald Trump, has officially been sworn into office, and we want to hear your take on all of the shenanigans that took place. And later, you don't want to miss Girlfriend's Guide in Mind, Body, and Soul. So grab a seat, join the discussion. This is Point of View. All right, honey. So for those who may have missed it, you shouldn't have missed this, but President Donald Trump's inauguration took place yesterday on MLK Day, and he has officially been sworn into office. In less than 24 hours, Trump has wasted no time. Here's one major takeaway that's causing a lot of controversy. The U.S. will no longer officially recognize two genders, meaning male and female. There will only be two genders according to the U.S. constitutional executive orders. So, how do y'all feel about that?
I just want to move to Mars, Pluto, somewhere. Come and get me, please, because that I just feel like that's so disrespectful, and it's ignorant because there's a whole community, that identify as, something else. So to take that away from them is kind of just like, what was the point of that? Yeah. Like, why do we need to do that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, my thoughts on it is like it directly impacts people who are in prison. Mm-hmm. So if you are in prison, you're a trans woman, there was accommodations made for you. Your passport, it will be taken from you. There's so much that will be impacting those group of people. And I think that Trump is just being silly.
I'm trying to figure out okay, so when so are we saying that we can't say is it for the people that identify as they?
Yeah.
Because there are people who fully transition, so are they no longer going to be a woman? They're going to identify as a man?
Under the law, they will not be able to.
Correct. Be. Socially, they could be. But if they are applying for
so they're going to have to go and change their licenses and
Correct.
IDs and all of that.
It's going to impact.
Is he paying for that?
He's not. It's going to impact
only 1%
of Americans who identify as transgender.
Yeah.
So it's a very small number of Americans who will be impacted by this. But for it to be one of his first priorities as president,
that was important.
Yeah.
That was so important.
Eggs, y'all talked about eggs. Big thing.
Girl,
yeah.
Eggs is still $7.
No, 100%. But I think as far as it being 1%, is that what it is? Mm-hmm. I don't know the accuracy in that. Is that accounting for the people that may have not chose to be identified yet?
I could be.
For one, and for two, honestly, I sympathize with all people and the truths that we decide to live in, and there is respect on that. But I do feel like there are only two genders. I feel like you are male or female, and so I feel like we're in a time that is very sensitive right now, where it's very important to not to call those wicked ways, but to turn from any of our wicked ways and to get back to how God designed it to be in effort to have a few more days here. And that's just my thought on it. So.
I hear you. And we're going to dive into that a little deeper in a second. But we've opened up the lines for a live call with our friend, Mr. Willie Montague himself. Willie, what you got to say?
I just wanted to say this is Willie Montague, and I do agree with what President Trump came out with and stated that there are only two genders. We need to get back to those elementary principles that make up common sense. And I hope everybody else follows in those footsteps and understanding that this is America and we should not have to be overwhelmed with so many different pronouns and such, that we have male and female, and together they become one. And that's how we have children. Common sense biology.
I hear that. And Willie, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
But I do think that if we're bringing Christian principles into the equation, I think that the God that we talk about on this show and the God that I say some of us on this show have succumbed to and we adhere by, even God gives us a choice every day, whether to serve him or not, whether to abide by the law or not. So why are we as a nation forcing a 1% of people to succumb to something that they may not even adhere to? They may not even be Christian. Like, why is that a priority for Trump? He didn't campaign just solely on that. He campaigned to his base about a number of stuff. Immigration, we can talk about that. But
Yeah.
why is that the first thing that he has on his mind?
Right.
So I believe that, Trump, I'm not a supporter of anyone but the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But at the same time, I do feel like Trump has purchased this election through Elon Musk.
Purchase is correct.
Right. And so at the end of the day, I do feel like he is just coming in and really pushing whatever their agenda is. I do not believe personally that, Donald Trump seems to identify truly with the Christian faith, religion, or principles. But, some of these things, because it does seem like biblical principle, maybe, some Christians, even as myself, are identifying with some of those things. But
the Bible also talks about taking care of the poor. So if Trump really
always
is
be
pushing
100%.
Christian values, then why isn't he talking about lowering gas prices, making sure people can afford groceries,
Homelessness.
talking about the homelessness, the cost of what's happening in the fires with the people in LA, people in California,
Restoring
right?
homes.
The people freeze warnings and people not having shelters, right? And he hasn't said anything about that. His first order of business is to impose hate, and that's my
And give
issue.
TikTok back.
Child, and that's on
That's what he
hold
did.
for 52 days.
right.
Child, in other news, continuing with Trump, there's been a lot of celebrities, y'all, that have been under fire lately. Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Rick Ross, and a number of other folks have faced major backlash by performing at some of the weekend's events. The president-elect Donald Trump praised them and all the things. So now we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this, right? Because we've done a number on Chrisette Michele back in the day when she first performed for him in 2020. And now we have men who have taken this stance. But will there still be the same backlash against them that it was against Chrisette?
No, especially not for Snoop Dogg. Like, Snoop Dogg is everybody's favorite person.
Right,
So
that's
he
all.
won't receive any backlash. I think people like the idea that Snoop Dogg did this because he wants to expand himself in the crypto business. But at the end of the day, I think that you have to make a stand morally, and Trump represents something that is gross and disgusting. And for Snoop Dogg to couple years ago to say anybody who performing him is,
That video
you
didn't
know,
age well
It didn't
at
age
all.
well. But like, what is your true politics? Is your politic money, black capitalism, or is it the people at the end of the day?
But I feel like it's never been the people for sure. And even when I saw, just a little bit of the antics and performances that were going on, to me, it looked like some Uncle Tom black token Negro type of shenanigans, because even the songs that they were singing, I could just see these white people with these house type of all these drugs going on, and and those songs, like, these are the songs that
It gave
they
black EDC.
exactly
Yeah,
exactly these are the
yeah.
songs that they play, like, everybody knows these songs, you
Right,
know?
right.
So that's what it felt like to me. It was like they're making a joke out of you guys, even bringing y'all there. Like, come on, this is party music.
Well, I know another person he is not a celebrity, but he's a pastor, the one that actually prayed after the inauguration. He was trying to summon like an old Baptist preacher, and you could see the white men behind him, like, laughing, bothered, laughing, snickering, and like making a mockery of him.
And then tried to hug him and and act like, oh, you did so good, and they're like, good job, what they're saying, good job, token Negro.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I was saying, as I was watching the inauguration, how cringe it had to be for them, because as good as it was, I did enjoy it. It was a little bit cringe to me as well. I could feel some of the, the power and the motivation behind it, but it felt like he was being a little bit theatrical.
But you can't go to the master's house and think that you were going to be celebrated. I mean, that's where you went. You went where the white supremacists were, and thinking they wasn't going to see you
Right,
as
no,
black.
but it wasn't just about that. It was also about the fact that what he was saying was really a jab at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was really talking about, Dr. King's speech and dream and all these things that we've been working towards. He really was, I can't remember. I watched the movie the other day. oh my God, I can't remember what the movie's called. Y'all keep going. I'm bringing the movie back up. But in the movie, what happened was there was this one slave, and so the white slave master was losing all of his land. His family was in debt, and so he was taking him around to all of the places to preach because the slave was a preacher, and so the slave was winning him money. But as the slave was going, they were having him come there so he could incite a fire for the slaves that no longer wanted to work at the other plantations that were in rebellion to work again for their masters. And so what he was telling them was like, we will be free, we will rise up, things like that. And so that's what his, prayer gave to me, that, he's saying, hey, I'm praying God bless President Trump, but y'all better wake up. Come on, niggas.
Child. We're going to see how this plays out. We're going to see how this plays out. But I am interested to see how the Black community will either thrive or prosper under Trump's administration. You have a lot of people online now who is praising Trump for the wealth and the riches that he possesses, and they believe wholeheartedly that they too will be wealthy and rich just like him. But, he's shown us time and time again that he does not believe in people of color and marginalized communities.
Did y'all see them boo Obama, President Barack Obama?
They did boo
I
him.
say, I know y'all ain't booing my president.
So uncouth.
And I know Michelle, when she got home, she said, I told you not to go. I told you what was going to happen, and you went there anyway. But it just shows that they don't have any respect at any point. But, I don't know.
And he's pardoned 1,500 of the January 6th people. How y'all feel about that?
Well, I don't know what we thought was going to
What
happen.
time does the spaceship leave to go
To Mars.
to Mars?
Judy is headed to Mars.
I can't do this, y'all. I really can't. Like, I have no words for Trump at all. Like, I know everything that he's doing, but are we like totally forgetting that he is a felon?
No, I don't think it's lost on
Like,
us.
have we just forgot that, like, the president of the United States is a
So
felon?
all the job applications need to remove if you want.
I'm with you when you're right.
Then everybody
I'm
else
with
can
you
get a
when you're
job.
right. Exactly. They deserve to be able to get a job.
Yeah, well, we're going to see. I love this. And we have to go to a quick commercial break, y'all, but we'll be right back with Girlfriend's Guide.
Hey, y'all at home or on socials. This question is for you guys as well as us at the table. The question is, did you find yourself having a mental breakdown when TikTok was banned, or were you totally unbothered? So I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I'm going to say I was completely unbothered. What bothered me was CapCut. Like, how dare exactly.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is now. That's what it was.
Man.
If
And
we,
CapCut still don't work.
Nope, it
and
does not.
if we were losing TikTok, okay, but
Right.
CapCut is like you can use that on every
Everything.
platform.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
I can make stuff to post in a laundromat on CapCut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I wasn't mad about TikTok. The only thing that I was also mad about CapCut. But what I was really, really pissed off about was that I had so many drafts on TikTok. I was mad I didn't get a chance to save them all before the ban came. And then I kept on trying to go in the app and close the app and go in the app, and that little message just kept on popping up.
Well, now that it's back,
unavailable.
you can't get it back?
Oh, no, yeah. I
Yeah,
did
it's
now.
back.
Straight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
But
good.
it's back temporarily. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say that I was, sad or happy. I was actually just worried about all the people who quit their jobs to be TikTokers and what
Yeah.
they were gonna do for work. It's already hard to get a job.
Yeah.
And then these children sending me videos of them crying about TikTok. I was like, now for y'all, I don't want TikTok for y'all. Y'all can go read a book.
It was
telling
adults
you.
up there crying too while you playing.
Nah, that's a shame.
It's a sad day. I'm telling you. But let's get back to the show.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to get real. Talking about all things love, life, family, the nitty gritty of things. You name it. Let's dive into Girlfriend's Guide. Well, let's take a trip down memory lane. Growing up, did you have the concept of privacy in your home? Did your parents respect your boundaries as a child? Were there no locked doors, no boyfriends, girlfriends in the house? Like, what was the privacy limits.
Can I tell
growing
a
up?
story?
Oh God.
Tell it.
Tell it.
Ain't you the one who don't like stories? Insider.
From somebody, from someone, yes. No. So, okay, I got this story, and it's a really, really short story. But so my family my family is very distant. So like they be in your business, but don't really be in your business. They like let you live your life, do what you want to do, right? So I was a teenager, right, and I had a boyfriend, right, high school, and he used to sneak through my window. My mother had our house built. My mother had our house built. Listen, he carried a ladder all the way from
My God.
wherever from his subdivision to my subdivision
like a
through the
hated
woods.
man.
What in the middle of the night?
to
He
work
would
on a
climb
few
through my
things.
window, right? So one day his mother was looking for him, right? And he was like church boy, really good guy. Listen, so his mother was looking for him, right? And his mother, we were dating, but his mother and my mother had, their numbers, right? So she gonna call my mother and she gonna say, do you know if, Willie is over there? That was his name. Did you know if Willie is over there? Can you ask, Junie if she's seen him? So my mother come in my room and she was like, have you seen, is Willie in here? Like, she didn't check nothing. She didn't check anything. She just walked in my room and she was like, it was like 7:00 in the morning. She was like, is Willie in this room? So if I check the closet, Willie not in the room? And I'm a Puerto Rican woman too. So I was like, no, ain't nobody in here. Scared to death he was in the closet.
At 7 a.m.
Scared to death. He spent the night. Scared
you was
to
grown.
death. I was scared to death because
Super
I was
grown.
like, I hope he hiding behind some clothes or something in there because if she opened up that closet, my tail is grass.
Oh my God.
She never opened up the closet, but I'm just saying that to say like that's the type of like trust that my mother had in me. Sorry, Mom, if you ever see this episode.
Oh,
Wow.
But yeah, no, she never checked nothing. But he was definitely in the closet. So yeah, I guess there was some sense of privacy in my home.
okay, very much so privacy. I couldn't lock doors. I could barely shut doors.
They was
Girl, I
times
used
my
to
mom
slam
would take our
mine.
doors off the hinges, baby.
I didn't live in a household like that. I would when I was upset, I was the only girl too. I would slam my door. I would lock it.
Slamming
my
doors,
God.
I wouldn't have had no front teeth.
Girl,
I'd get in
listen.
trouble, but I'd still slam it.
I feel
It
like
didn't stop me from slamming the door. I was upset.
No, baby.
parents should check the room as much as they want to. If your children don't pay no bills, then it's your house. You should check the closet, under the bed. You should read the journals, go up in the drawers.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand.
No, don't
privacy.
read the journal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You got to
ma'am.
read the journals every now and
Ain't
then.
no
Yes.
secrets in the secret place.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes,
no,
ma'am. I'm all in them kids' phones. I'm in the DM, deleted pictures, emails, text messages, sock drawer underneath the mattress, baby. What's poppin'?
Well, how do you
Charlie,
respect a
no.
child's privacy?
They don't have
How do you
privacy.
expect
don't
them to
have
trust
privacy.
No,
you?
they don't need to trust me.
No?
Trust that I know what's best for you, and I want what's best for you. Trust that.
Is that the hand that you grew up
Manta.
under?
The hand I grew up under was a little more stern than that. But I appreciate and respect the way that my mom raised us. And I did have a lot of friends, growing up that did not have, any reins on them. And they were pregnant at 12, 13 and, doing whatever they wanted to do. Their mama went to work and the boys was coming in when the mama was going out. I mean, literally. So, I do think that a lot of times we see our kids don't even want to wash their laundry, their face, brush their teeth, and these are big kids. No, y'all don't need to be putting that thing on what, baby? What's going on? What we doing?
Well, I don't have no kids, so I can't really speak on parenthood. But I don't know. I do feel like there should be some sense of privacy. Like I don't know. When I do have kids, I don't know how it's gonna look. I don't know what it's gonna be like because I feel like I want you to be able to come to me and talk to me about things. I don't want to have to go looking and digging through your stuff. I don't want to have to be that parent. I'm not saying I want to be my child's, bestest friend in the whole wide world, but I do want them to have some level of trust in me to come to me and talk to me about the things that they write in their journal or whatever, they need to confide in me in.
Yeah, I had a cousin and her mom, she also had a good line of communication with us, but she had a great line of communication with her daughter. And so her daughter was comfortable to tell her, different things, but she also was all up in that business. And the two things can be true. What they
Two
say,
things
two
can
things
be
can be true.
Two
Yeah.
things can be true.
And then I go to, and yes, I have kids, and my kids are young, so I haven't gotten to the point of privacy. Like,
Yeah.
they don't even give me privacy. I'm in the bathroom.
Exactly.
Okay, they all up under the go. So
Exactly.
here we are. But in the cases where you have children who have either shot up the school or have killed people in their neighborhood, there was a video that was floating around a couple of weeks ago of a mom who found a decapitated head in her son's
What?
room. and the boy confessed that he murdered a homeless man, she found the man's head in her son's room. Now, had she not,
Privacy, Junior. They need privacy.
No, they don't.
No.
it's a balance.
No, I think that is a mental illness. I don't think that there is anything. I don't think that has anything to do with privacy.
Judah say, no,
No,
don't come for me.
I don't believe that. I believe that child has a mental illness that needs to be
I would agree.
seeked and dealt with.
I would agree.
But no, that is crazy.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Well, all right, let's pause for a moment to reflect and take a deeper look into the mirror. Ooh, you all right, Judah?
I'm okay now.
All right, yeah, probably shook you up. Here, let's get into mind, body, and soul. All right, let's be honest, ladies. How often do we let our pride get in the way? Think about it. What has your ego truly cost you? Has it cost you anything at all? Nope. It hasn't?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think everything that I don't live a life of regret. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like anything that I've gone through, it was either supposed to be a lesson or a blessing.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But also like I've received a lot of blessings too. So no, I don't feel like my ego has gotten in the way of anything. And if it has, then it's still here.
All right, Junie.
I would say the inability to apologize
Yeah, that's real.
has messed me up.
Okay, that is honest, girl. You don't like to say sorry?
No. There was a point in my time I wouldn't say sorry. I'm
Okay.
like, oh well.
Deal with it.
Period.
Well, I'm thinking about that. For me, it's not ego because I'm not like, I don't really have like a lot of ego and pride and things like that. Just because I've seen a lot of that growing up and I kind of decided I don't want to be that way. So I've been, trying to do the work to just check myself if I feel like I'm veering that way. But, I think on the flip side of what you said, at one time being in a place where you weren't going to say sorry, I feel like my downfall has been that I say sorry too much. Like literally, I mean, sometimes I be in a grocery store and other people that don't never move.
Girl,
Jesus.
I stand right there.
Sometimes I say sorry and I be wanting to choke myself, especially in front of my kids.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, am
No,
I
ma'am.
teaching
It's gonna
them
be
the
too
wrong
submissive.
kind of submissive? You know what I'm saying? Submission to just always get out the way for people. And
Yeah.
I do also feel like it's humility, but it's like the way that they be looking like, oh yeah, you're supposed to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. And even in issues, that have arisen over the course of my life with friends and family members, I'm always the one that's going to come back and fix that thing. And even though sometimes it is like cringe to do it, I do low key still thank God that He has placed in me the heart to do it, because sometimes we may not be in a place where you may be able to do it, but if I can come and save that thing, then collectively we can get to a good place and we can save it before this thing just dies.
You are a better woman than me.
You're gonna be a better woman soon.
I'm gonna let that shit sink.
No, you are not.
Not Titanic. Sink, baby. Let it sink. Let it go. Some things you just gotta let go. When God removes it, don't you run and go get it back.
But what
is
if He
it
called
ego?
you to save the ship?
He would have never let it sink. Why did it have to sink before I need to come and save it?
No.
Julie still got work to do.
Yes, you do. Yes.
If that was the case, the Lord would have saved all them people on the Titanic.
It was probably their time, baby. If he
No,
called them home,
see,
it was their
how we
time.
pick and choose when it's what?
If He sent nobody to save it, baby, and everybody
Them
didn't
people
die.
came, they just
everybody
came
didn't die.
late.
Everybody didn't die though. Some people made it.
Rose made it.
Yeah, we seen her.
Oh ho. Let Jack die.
Jack died.
I ain't
The
forgave her
offense.
for that.
The offense.
For real. Okay, but for me, I think I generally lead with hush, Telly. I lead with vulnerability. Ego comes in when I feel like you've abused that, and it builds a wall for me.
Okay.
So I am learning the dichotomy of that and finding a balance. But I technically don't initially lead with ego. I don't like it. I just
Yeah.
want everybody to be.
I don't feel like I lead with ego either.
No.
No. But it do show from time to time.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I think about? When I think about ego and pride, kind of like close to being one and the same. And I always think about how, the saying is pride goes before the fall. And so I just be like, baby, I done fell enough in my life and I don't want to
fall
I don't want no more fall, baby. The pride gonna have to go. Just take the pride. Don't worry about it.
But then I think about the type of ego that President Trump has.
And now he the
where it
president.
Look at
Look how
where
much
it
he has
landed.
gained.
No, but at the
Yeah,
end of
or
the day,
Kanye in his
that is
ego.
not.
Or Kanye.
No,
Or
no, no.
Kanye.
But at the end of the day, that is not a good example
It is
because
not.
at the end of the day, yes, it has got him to this place that many people aspire to. But who's to say what is to come? Who's to say what the end result will be? And we clearly see that in this quest for love and acceptance, undying that he has, it has not profited him much because he's still out here wanting to have the people's love that you can't buy.
I think it has profited him quite well.
Okay, he is the
No, I
president
think
of the
so.
United States of
That's-
America.
I think
No,
he
no.
voted because he has money.
Correct.
He has ego and money.
Yeah. Power.
And
Power. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Listen, honey, the thing is that we living for the wrong time and the wrong power and these things that really don't matter in the first place, baby. I just want to make sure that in heaven I lift my eyes.
He's gonna usher
We
in
have to play the
Antichrist.
game how it's
And that's
played.
a wrap for today's show. I am worthy of love, respect, and happiness. And on that note, thank y'all so much for tuning in to POV. Catch us here tomorrow at 7:30. Have a good night.